Hello everyone and welcome to my Rolling Stones collection. Since this is bound to be a long video, I try to limit my talking about these as much as possible. First I will go through my 7 inches, which I only have a couple, then my DVDs, then compilations and other odd releases outside of their actual catalog, then the actual catalog, and then finally the From the Vault series. So let's start with the 7 inches. And first one is Going to a Go-Go live, backed with Beast of Burden live, and I only bought this because this was my my introduction to Rolling Stones. Then it's High Wire, backed with 2000 Light Years from Home live version, and I bought this because this 2000 Light Years from Home live version is not included on the Flashpoint album from which this one is taken from. And then an EP, 5-song EP called 5x5. Okay, then to the DVDs, except we'll start with the VHS. This is 25x5, The Continuing Adventures of the Rolling Stones. Really good documentary filmed in 1989. Unfortunately, my VHS player is not working. This is Stones in Exile, a documentary about making of the Exile on Main Street album. Crossfire Hurricane, filmed in 2012. Again, a really good documentary, except that this basically ends in 1981. It doesn't really go any further than that. Okay, live DVDs. This is Rock and Roll Circus, originally filmed in 1968 and then shelved. This one says that this was released in 2004, but I believe that was for this DVD. I think the VHS was released a few years earlier. To me, the high points of this one are Your Blues, performed by Dirty Mac, which is John Lennon on vocals and guitar, Eric Clapton on guitar, Keith Richards on bass, and Mitch Mitchell on drums. And also a quick one while he's away, performed by The Who. Okay, then this is Song Girls live in Texas, 1978. A DVD and a CD set. Let's Spend the Night Together, released in 1982, filmed during the 1981 American tour. This is Ladies and Gentlemen, filmed during the Exile on Main Street tour in 1972, originally released to the cinemas for a very short period in 1974. This DVD was released in 2010. And my favorite live DVD, this is 4 Flicks. This is actually a 4 DVD and a booklet. A 4 DVD set. Let's see if I can get it. Which includes a documentary on first DVD and then a full live set from Madison Square Garden at Twickenham Stadium in London, and was it? Hold on, which one is it? It was Olympia Theatre in Paris. So yeah, if you can find this one is the one that I recommend getting as far as live DVDs go. Okay, let's move on to the compilations, and very appropriately for today, Road Gold, Go Finland. Yeah, this might have been the first Rolling Stones album that I bought. This is a very good compilation for the 63-69 period, includes singles and album tracks. So this is highly recommended for a beginner for Rolling Stones. This is a double album, but this was originally thought of being as a triple album. But if you want to know what the triple album would have been, this is now available as a CD, which includes all the material that was considered to be included on a triple album version. Then Through the Past Darkly, Big Hits Vol. 2. While the Rolling Stones were on Decca, they released 2 compilations. The first one was Big Hits, Green Grass and High Tide, and this is the second part of it. And I wonder if this is the original pressing, although I do remember that this one was released as like an 8-corner sleeve, but this is really thick sleeve, and also this is on a label that I have never, or I don't have any other London labels like this one. Okay, then after Rolling Stones left Decca, they formed the Rolling Stones Records, and they released 3 compilations on that Rolling Stones Records label, and I have 2 of these. This is the first one, Made in the Shade, released in 1975. The second one was Suckin' in the 70s. I think it was released in 1980. I don't have that one. And this is the third one, Rewind, 1971-1984. After they folded the Rolling Stones Records label, there's been 3 more compilations. First one was Jump Back, 1971-1993, which I don't have. This is the second one, 40 Flicks, released in 2002. And this was the first time that both the Decca songs and Rolling Stones Records songs were included on the same compilations. So really, really good compilation. Also includes 4 new songs. So very, very highly recommendable as a compilation. Then for more well-versed in Rolling Stones, this is a singles collection, The London Years. This is a triple CD, which includes all of their singles A and B sides from 63 to 71, and actually this one goes even a bit further because this also includes a couple of the single releases that Decca released after Rolling Stones had left Decca. So this one includes songs like Jivin' Sister Fanny and Sympathy for the Devil. Yeah, really, really good compilation. And then this is Rarities, 71, 2003. Not really essential addition to the Rolling Stones collection, but some few good songs here, but mostly this just goes to show that the Rolling Stones didn't leave out anything essential from their albums. And then there's Metamorphosis, Decca release from 1975. This one actually is not a Rolling Stones release at all. These are recordings that were recorded by session musicians with Mick Jagger singing lead vocals. These were songs that were offered to other record companies and other artists in the hope that they would cover these songs. A few of these tracks also includes Keith Richards singing harmonies. And then the soundtrack to the Ladies and Gentlemen movie. This one was released in 2017. Okay, then to the a bit more odd. This is Round and Round. I bought this somewhere during the late 80s, and I never really gave a thought as to what this album actually was. It was only something like 20 years later the subject came up to, and I started wondering that what kind of a release this actually is. And it turned out that this was a French album released. I believe that is said from 1964, but I personally believe that this is from 1965. I bought it at the time simply because this included quite a few songs that I didn't have at the time. And then finally On Air from 2017, BBC sessions recorded during 1963-1965. And this included a lot of songs that they never recorded for their albums, like Beautiful Delilah, High Heel Sneakers, Oh Baby We Got a Good Thing Going. Yeah, very, very good stuff. Okay, and then on to the official catalog. This is first album Rolling Stones from 1964. Then second album Vol. 2, and here it says number 2 from 1965. Out of Our Heads from 1965. Aftermath from 1966. Got Live If You Want It from 1966. This is without any doubt and by a long distance the worst Rolling Stones album ever. This was not released in the UK, this was I believe only a US release. And I'm not against overdubbing on live albums, but it has to be done well. This is like a karaoke album. You can hear the backing tracks of Charlie, Bill, Brian and Keith playing in the background, and Mick Jagger's vocals are very, very obviously recorded in the studio. It's just so audible that I just can't bear to listen to this album. Avoid this. This is simply a collection filler. I just cannot listen to that one. Very, very much better option is this one, Got Live If You Want It, an EP, 6 songs, actually only 5 songs because they included this We Want the Stones as a track here, but We Want the Stones is simply the audience calling out We Want the Stones, We Want the Stones. So 5-track live EP, I believe this is from 1965, doesn't have anything to do with the full-length album release. Only the title is the same. Between the Buttons, 1967. The Satanic Majesty's Request from 1967. And here begins my favorite Rolling Stones period from 1968, Beggar's Banquet. Let It Bleed from 1969. Get Your Yayas Out live album from 1970. Sticky Fingers from 1971. This is the 2-album version from 2015, with the second album including unreleased material. Exile on Main Street, double album from 1972. And I have this one also as a double CD. The second CD includes 10 unreleased tracks from the sessions. But a few of these songs actually have a vocal track recorded by Mick Jagger for this release in 2010, because some of these songs originally didn't have any vocal tracks at all, so Mick recorded those vocal tracks for this release. Goat's Head Soup from 1973. Keith looking kind of bad condition here, and he was very badly on heroin at the time. This is It's Only Rock and Roll from 1974, and this is the last album from my favorite Rolling Stones period. The live album Get Your Yayas Out is not my favorite live album. This is Black and Blue from 1976. Ronnie Wood became a member of the Rolling Stones, although he had already been a tour guitarist for them during the It's Only Rock and Roll tour in 1975. Love You Live, double live album, and this one includes the El Mocambo side, which is them performing at the El Mocambo Club in Toronto, playing old blues songs. Really good live album, I really like this one. Then again, I like practically everything that Rolling Stones has done. Some Girls from 1978, and again I have that one as a double CD. This one includes 12 unreleased songs, and This bonus material is, in my opinion, the best bonus material from these 3 releases: Some Girls, Exile on Main Street, and Sticky Fingers. And then the absolutely ugliest sleeve for Rolling Stones album ever, Emotional Rescue from 1980, and this is one of, in my opinion, one of 2 worst Rolling Stones studio albums ever. Tattoo You, 1981. Like everybody knows, this wasn't actually new material. This was archive material that they dug up from their vaults, and there was some overdubbing, some remixing, but really, really good stuff. Still Live from 1982, and this is my favorite live album from Rolling Stones. Undercover from 1983, and this is the other my least favorite Rolling Stones studio album ever. Dirty Work from 1986. Steel Wheels from 1989. This one also could be my first Rolling Stones album ever, but like I said, I don't really remember for sure. And live album Flashpoint from 1991, including 2 new studio tracks, High Wire and Sex Drive. And then Voodoo Lounge from 1994. Stripped from 1995, recorded during the Voodoo Lounge World Tour, but this was not like a representative of the live set from that tour, because they performed a few concerts in small venues, but mainly they toured stadiums during this tour, and also they played live in some studios and rehearsal spaces. But really, really excellent. My second favorite Rolling Stones album ever. Bridges to Babylon, 1997. No Security live album, recorded during the Bridges to Babylon tour, 1998. Live Leaks from 2003. I really don't like the first CD, which is songs that they had already released on their previous live albums, but I really do like the second CD, which is songs that they had not released earlier on their live albums. A Bigger Bang from 2005. And Blue and Lonesome from 2016. Okay, then let's move on to the From the Vault series, and this is Marquee Club live in 1971, and this is an album with the DVD, and yeah, this is my least favorite of these From the Vault series. Then LA Forum live in 1975, a triple album and a DVD. This was the first time that Ronnie Wood was touring with the Rolling Stones. Then my latest purchase, Voodoo Lounge Uncut, triple album, not including DVD this time. Totally Stripped, more from these stripped sessions. Double album and a DVD. And the last one, no sorry, second to last one. No Security, San Jose, 99, triple album. And then finally Live at the Tokyo Dome, 1990, 2 CDs and a DVD set. Yes. Okay, that's it for this time. Hope you like it, and it turns out that this wasn't quite as long as I was fearing it would be. So, okay, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Bye.